I started in the ethanol industry back in 2002. I started up Central Indiana Ethanol, which is a 40 million gallon ethanol plant in Marion, Indiana. We started our first grind back in 2007. Right away, I saw a need to be able to promote ethanol out there in the high performance world, so I created Ignite Racing Fuel back in 2008. So from there, we've been fighting, scratching, clawing, educating people, taking doubters and naysayers, people that were anti-ethanol, and being able to prove the positive effects of what ethanol does on the engines, but also in different forms of racing, being able to show everybody, hey, ethanol, we are a viable energy source, and that's how we got started. We at Ignite are excited to have these guys on board. We're working with the Global Time Attack Series, we're working with Shift Sector, we're working with Streetcar Takeover, we're also working with the Street Driven Tour. We also do a lot of work with the drivers from Formula Drift. These are the premier up-and-coming race leagues in the United States. We have drivers from all over the world that come and participate in these. It's also cool because we're opening up the world of ethanol to a younger generation that didn't know what ethanol is or where it came from. These are kids that are 14 all the way up to in their mid to late 30s. And we're opening up a lot of eyes to the benefits of ethanol. And it's really kind of cool. We've been able to take something that nobody else has done and be able to diversify it and be able to reach not only just people in the United States because of the forms of racing that we're working with here, but we now have a global appeal with people. One of the big benefits about this is we're able to show guys from the performance standpoint, hey, ethanol is not what you thought. It is not damaging the components in your engines. It is not sitting there, the fuel is not corrosive. We've got guys here that can that work on their cars, that tune and build their cars. These guys are not gonna, they're not gonna risk their name and their reputation on something they didn't believe with it. If you're an engine builder, and you're a racer, and you've got guys, you build a couple hundred engines a year, or you're a tuner and you tune a couple hundred cars a year, you're not gonna sit here and tell people, hey, you should be running ethanol, not run it yourself. The boating industry has been a long time coming. I'm a water skier. I've been water skiing since I was 10 or 11 years old. I grew up going to ski competitions. For me, the boating industry, every time I go to a lake or a marina or somewhere, I see the placard on there that says, this does not contain ethanol. So for me, one of the biggest things I really wanted to do is to be able to educate the boating industry. Ethanol is not what you think it is. A lot of the people in the boating industry, the misconception that ethanol is what is tearing apart their fuel lines, it's doing damage to their seals, their valves, all that type of stuff. But yeah, a lot of the boating industry, 5 to 7 years ago, a lot of the marinas have not added ethanol into their gasoline. They're selling pure gas with no ethanol. What we're trying to prove to everybody is, look, it's not the ethanol that's been causing the damage. It's been the aromatics, the benzenes, toluenes, xylulines that is blended in the fuel. That's what's hurting the components in your boats. That's why, even to this day, when you go to a boat marina and you check out their maintenance shop, they have the exact same issues that they had 8 to 10 years ago, but yet there's still no ethanol in their fuel. So why is this still happening? So what we're doing in the boating industry is, this past year we won 6 or 7 classes at Lake of the Ozarks. Ethanol has the fastest boats in the world. We're very excited about that. And not just the fastest, we were 1 and 2 deep on those. So what we've done is we've been actually to educate not only the boating people about it, hey, this is not bad for our boats, but also makes them think, hey, if this isn't bad for my boat, maybe it's not so bad for my car also. It's kind of a dual purpose for us. It educates them, on their performance side. It also shows them, hey, this is a good run in my everyday car. We had a big group of drivers from all over the country that are very busy, that don't have much time, that could not wait to come in here to get an education on ethanol. They're eager to learn. They want to know what are the facts. These guys are the guys that answer the tough questions. They don't care what I say in the ethanol industry. It's what does the main guys here, the guys that are doing the racing, the guys that build the engines, they wanted to learn the facts, and they were able to do that. Seeing the plant and them to see how big it is, how energy efficient the plants are now, to be able to learn more about the process of the distiller's grain. A lot of these guys always get asked questions. What happens with the corn afterwards? We're starving livestock. We were able to answer a lot of questions to these guys that they never even thought about. So, and a lot of them even had, a lot of these guys, even though they've been running fuel, they still hear stuff, so they have a little bit of doubt. So today was a great opportunity to be able to educate our leaders who are out there promoting ethanol, but also out sending the message that, hey man, ethanol is not a bad thing. What you've been told this whole time, guess what? We used to believe it too. You know, one of our drivers, Keith Holmes with Cat Can Do, used to be pretty negative towards ethanol. Then he sat here and he tried it. And then he got, seeing what the performance was doing. Then he got looking at, what is this actually doing to my engine, and turning their engines down and seeing how they look like they're brand new. There's no carbon deposit. There's no carbon buildup in them. And he's like, wow, man, this isn't what I've always been told. And so these guys they're excited to come out of here. Matter of fact, the guys just left. They've already been sending me new contacts of, hey, these are people that were kind of negative towards ethanol, but you need to contact them, because if you tell them what we've learned, we think we can get these guys on board with wanting to promote ethanol. It's a trickle-down effect. The one thing I want to share is I'm excited about this. This is a new day for ethanol. This is something that, we're making ethanol pretty, we're making it sexy. We are bringing in people from all different forms of life. You got rural, you've got city, you've got foreign. It's really cool with what we're able to do and the people we're attracting. And to see the excitement on their faces is awesome. But when I get the phone call and they podium and guys are hitting personal best and we're winning championships, and these guys, as you heard Justin Pollock talk about how he had gained over 150 to 180 horsepower just by switching fuel, and he was kind of reluctant to try it. Like, it took a lot of time to get him. And then he's like, wow, man, not only did we hit that, I'm ready to really start cranking it and pushing on it. That's exciting for me. So, this upcoming year, we've got a lot of stuff out there. We're going to be promoting these guys, but they're going to be promoting us, and we're going to be turning a lot of heads. So I'm excited about the new possibilities that we've got with ethanol, because this is a great fuel. The fuel matters, octane matters, and can't wait to see where we go.